Okay, good afternoon, folks. Hope everyone is well. It is the 21st of June. Market is due. Oh, my lag's just gone up. Okay, I was going to say market is due open. It's just opened. I noticed the lag's just shut up, but it's all right now. So, okay, so looks like we started off ranging again. Hey, Speedy, how you doing, buddy? Looks like more like just rangy stuff at the moment. Leg down, 2 attempts to go higher. In fact, I don't think that was a bad trade, actually. I did look at it, but it was a bit close to market. We've had this leg down and 2 attempts to push higher, so I had a feeling we were going to be coming down. But it was quite a large bar. I think it was about 13 ticks without the ticks above, so I left it. But it did work nicely, actually. Clearly about 7 points, something like that. So certainly 5-6 points. So let's see what sort of day we have today. We've got some news coming up in about 15 minutes. And then after that, hopefully, we'll be good to go. So let's have a little look here. Are we likely to bounce here? 2 pushes down to a new low. So are we looking for a long off here? We may do. That's a bit too far up for me. H, how you doing, mate? Okay, that's triggered, but it's a bit too far off the bottom for me. I like the way we've had a break and a couple of pushes down. But so that's a bit risky for me, that is. Somebody's taking it. Not only that, there's a possible second entry short forming here on the NQ. So if this finishes bearish, this may come down some more. Excuse me. Let's have a look. I just get nervous about taking these, I do. Picking bottoms when it's still quite early. You could consider that a failure, but I just don't like it. EMA's gone a bit flat. This thing looks like it's coming down some more. See if we'll see. At least it's moving. Volume seems to be okay. It seems to be flowing, so let's have a look. Does look like it's working for a couple of points, that, but a couple of legs would be nice. Couple of good trades already. I don't think that was a bad trade. For starters, we've got a channel down there with a break, 2 pushes down. I don't think that was a bad trade. I'm just not a massive fan of picking tops and bottoms. I don't consider myself very competent at it. So I was hoping we'd get a second entry there. I don't think that bar there was a bad trade either. Channel, break, new high. We've been up here a couple of times. So, yeah, it's just something I tend to monitor. I always like to trap a short here. Here, I don't think we did it. If you'd have took that, I don't think many shorts would have taken that, but I always like to trap a short. That one, leg up, there's probably going to be traders holding up for another leg up or maybe to these highs. So that one, few ticks, I don't think was bad. I think that was probably a better trade. And that works. So either or those. The thing is, for me personally, I tend to think these are a bit of a 50-50 for me. I don't know why I feel that way. But I, you know what I mean? I kind of do. I wish I didn't, but see something like that. I don't think that was a bad trade because we've got a big bearish bar there after this break, and I like it when it triggers it by a tick or two and then turns. That's usually a good indication, and it pushed up strongly there, but it's not my strong point. Put it that way. So let's see if we can get something here. Yeah, it's not my strong point. I've never really been that good at them, to be honest with you. So I just tend to avoid them. Unless they're obvious, I have to pick very obvious ones. Just wondering whether that's a spike in the channel. Maybe. It's hard to say. What I tend to do is look back and find out what happened here. And we came up there and had a big drop followed by a strong push. You could kind of say that was it, but it's only really if, I mean, you can consider it a failure, but that's made a double bottom, so yeah, it's hard to say, isn't it? It did work, but I don't know. I need to see something obvious now. If we had a really nice looking bearish bar, channel break, bearish bar here, I would consider that a triple test. It's only really been up there. That I consider, although we've had 2 pushes up there, that's really just one attempt to go higher for me, and that's a second. So if it happened a third time and we came off the bottoms, I may consider that. But look at this thing. It's looking like it's, you know, it's. Are we going to get a second entry long here? Trap some shorts? We may do. Then this thing looks like it's coming down, so if you got in there, you may lose it. Or if you got in there as a failure, you're out of there. Is it picking up liquidity? Is it going to break below there? The trouble is, just as it starts to go up down, you think, okay, next time it comes up there, it ends up pushing so far and turns. So it's probably another reason why I didn't get into there. It just doesn't look like a strong position for me. How many points would you have got off it? Okay, so you've got enough points. I like to sort of get in for 2 if I can. I think if I can get 2, then I've done all right, but maybe it's okay. Maybe that's a second entry long. But look, see what I mean? So that's what I don't understand. Sometimes you come off the bottom, you think natural place would be up here, but there's a second entry long there. I just don't like this picture though. It's a 13 tick bar for a start. It may push up. There's kind of a leg and a leg. but I didn't expect this drop. So my concern is if I go long, are we ended up making some kind of a, you know what I mean? Something like that, I don't know. Or we end up working down, that's the trouble. The fact that we've been up, and back tends to, you know, make you think that, you know, we're ranging, and then all of a sudden we'll get up so far. You may be considering going long off one of these to the top, and then all of a sudden it turns quite sharply. Picture's just not very clear. See, the NQ's not really clear either. It's a little bit chopping up and down and not very clear. I mean, it's starting to look like there is like a little bearish feel to it, so... I mean, normally something like this, push off with a break, you'd come up for another leg, wouldn't you? This would be the place you would expect it to go, at least. You know, we've had a double bottom, 2 clear bounces, we've had a channel with a break, a bounce, a retest, and then off, but sometimes it will come down and have a try and test of it before it pushes up, but which version are you using of your Pat's toolbar? What's the date on Pat's toolbar folder? This is quite an old one, this, mate. I've had this probably about 3 years, I'd say. Let's have a look. It's in there, isn't it? Yeah, see, look at that. It's pushed down and made, well, almost made a new low. Where's the toolbar? That one there. Where am I looking, bud? I can't see anything on there that shows any type of a date. Let's go at the top and work down. Not sure how to find out there, Sean. The date should be on the folder. On the folder. Let me have a look, see if I can find a folder anywhere. It'll be in my trading file, I think. Let me have a look. Trading, let's have a look. That's it. Trading is in there. I'm not sure it is, bud. Folder, I can't remember. It was, put it this way, it'll be 3 years this month. I started with Mac 3 years in the June, so I'll have downloaded it 3 years ago, and it hasn't been updated, so I'm assuming it's out of date, is it? I know apparently you've got some other tools up here, but I'm not a member at the moment. I had a year, then had 6 months off, and then I had another year, and that finished in December, so I am out of date with them at the moment. So without sort of going back in or paying again, I don't think I can get it, can I? Look at this thing. Are we having a leg? 2 legs up and then down? Maybe. A leg down, 1, 2 attempts to go higher. Maybe we may get down here. That's why I was nervous about getting in here. Sometimes when I think it's going to push up, it doesn't. What was it? Any versions as well? My Ninja Trader lagging. Eliminate. I tell you what, mate, there is a piece of software which I downloaded that someone mentioned maybe 18 months or so ago. Let me see if I can find it. It's a free piece. It's called TimeSync. I had a lot of problems with mine being orange all the time. Now, sometimes, yeah, quickly, there's some news coming up in a minute, folks, so don't forget. I used to go into the time down the bottom and set time and then sync it, but it stopped working after a while, so someone said to download that time sync. It's a free piece of software, so ever since I downloaded that, I believe it constantly monitors it and checks it, so it's a free piece of software, so if you are having problems with lag, download that and hopefully it'll help you. Yeah, news is coming up. Okay, we're on the news. So, okay, so nothing then really, I don't think, so far. What news was it? Flash manufacturing PMI. So, I'm assuming there's no issues then really. Zen Trading. How you doing, bud? The parts toolbar you get from Mac's website is an older version. Yeah, that's about right then. That must be it. 2001. Yeah, it will be, because I got mine at the 6th 2001, which is 3 years ago. It doesn't work on Windows 11, does it not? On Windows 10 I am at the moment. Okay, there's a measured leg down there, so that's just hit and bounced off that. So maybe there's a leg down, 2 legs higher, and then another leg down, broken into 2. No, I've never bothered upgrading to Windows 11. I think sometimes whenever you get these new Windows versions out, I think it's good to give them a little bit of time and let them sort out any bugs. But since I started, I mean, to be honest with you, this is the first time I've used Windows for years. It started 3 years ago. We've had Mac for 7 or 8 years. I just got sick of things crashing all the time on Windows. So I'd say for about the last 8 to 10 years, we've had Mac. We've got a couple of MacBooks in the house, and we've got a Mac Mini downstairs in the kitchen. So, and then obviously when I started trading, Ninja Trader didn't work on Mac, so I moved over to Windows, and I have to say I've had this computer now, built it myself, and I've had it 3 years, and I don't believe it's crashed once, which is good. So I will say that Windows have certainly improved. So that measured leg is clearly played out. All-time highs is up here. So are we having a leg and a leg? That's a possibility. We've kind of had a leg and a leg up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up having something on the lines of that, which could take us down here to sort of this area. So I have to keep an eye on that. So it's kind of giving us a bearish feel, isn't it? Leg down, a couple of attempts, leg down with a big push up. We came down and we've had 2 more attempts followed by a drop. So we could even be in a bit of a downtrend. Maybe something like that. I don't know. Remove and reinstall Ninja Trader. Crafting new charts, but it's laggy again. Yeah, without you doing those 2 things, see that I used to do, right click there, adjust time and date, and then just click sync, and that used to get rid of it, and it did it for a long time, and then it started not working, and then somebody suggested to download that time sync, and so far it's been okay. On the odd occasion it does lag a little bit, but usually that's just when, sort of market opens and there's a little bit of, it's a bit quick. Okay, there is a second entry short there on the NQ, but it's a bit too far from that EMA, the bars and half anyway, so. So, there is, looks like a channel on this NQ. I'm going to update my screen soon, I am. I've got this one on my main chart, and I've got the NQ and the CL split on a 24-inch chart, and it's just not quite big enough. So I might buy one of those wide screens, I think. sync mine every time. Does not work anymore, like you said. I'd see what you, I mean, I'd say what you possibly could do with Worth a Chart is just just Google it, maybe see if you can get some other information there, and then possibly email NinjaTrader and just say, look, I'm getting this constant lag. What I will say, I recently emailed NinjaTrader, and they go back to me really quick, and they sorted my problem out. So is that a lag and a lag? So yeah, just maybe do that, mate. I know it's a pain in the arse sometimes if you're getting a problem, you can't really figure it out. Because really, I don't think you're safe to trade while that lags up. I think when I first started, it was orange quite a bit, and I didn't really know what it was, and it didn't really cause many problems. But you know, it kind of does now, doesn't it? So. But yeah, it is a pain if you can't figure something out and it's causing you problems. I'm just looking at this here on the CL, but we haven't really made a new high from this, and I like the way it fits. So could be a couple of legs and push up. So I don't really want to go short here, although it is giving us that impression. It's working down, but sometimes it can do that and confuse you a bit. So I'm just sort of staying out of this, I think. It's kind of doing this, isn't it? But yeah, I'm just sitting tight. This NQ's on its way, isn't it? I might do that. Not sure about that. Leg and a leg. That's got to work, doesn't it? That measured leg. We can get rid of this now. And this. So maybe there is a channel. I don't know. It's hard to say, really. It's kind of looking bearish, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's all I use a max as well. Let me have a look at that one there. See, a lot of people use the where they split it up, don't they? Part of the screen grey and part of it white. I've tried that. I can't see the point in it. It's a little something extra to be distracted. But that is an absolute lifesaver. That news. That's just, it works perfectly. That done. It's a great indicator. That is. And Pat's toolbar. That's all I use as well. Just the three really. There is another one which I don't use. The part one, which gives you the ability to sort of split the screen. So when the market opens, it turns white. And considers white. You see a lot of the lads having the chart, but for me, I had it for a while, but it just seems to distract things. I couldn't really see the point in it. You know, I know when the market opens, and I know roughly when it closes. So I've not been able to trade for the past 2 weeks because of the lag. Oh mate, yeah, you gotta message NinjaTrader. There'll have been there's something there. Just tell them, you know. Hopefully they'll help you out. But yeah, you got to do something. It's just too risky otherwise. When I first started, I will say that it was orange quite a bit, and I never knew what it was, so I never really did anything about it until somebody mentioned to me. So I don't know whether it'll. If you're just trading an account or something, or an evaluation, I maybe wouldn't worry too much unless it's red, because when it goes red, sometimes price just freezes. So that's a bit concerning. NinjaTrader platform, and they're saying that it's because of my third-party indicators. Okay, Okay, best thing you can do, mate, is go into your indicators and just take them out one by one and see if there's a change. So that's what I've got. You can see what I've got on mine, and mine's okay. I don't have any issues. So if you've got anything more than mine, just take one off. Just remove it. It'll sit there. You can always add it again and just go through it one by one, sort of process of elimination, and see if that helps. But you've got to do something, haven't you? You know, failing that, maybe uninstall NinjaTrader and reinstall it and see if that helps the problem. But yeah, I'd look into those first and just take them off, just remove them one by one. You can always, I've been using those and everything's working fine. It's a tough one, isn't it, mate? Yeah, it's a tough one. Maybe just, you know, put a few comments on one of the Facebook groups and just see if anybody else has had the same issue. Just say you've got a few indicators, maybe to do with max price action. Does anybody have any problems and any suggestions? Did you download that bit of software I mentioned, TimeSync? Hey Bob, how you doing? Possible second entry short here, leg down, 2 attempts to go higher. Something I don't like about this. I'd like that to go a bit higher, to be honest with you. We may get a triple test there. 1, 2, 3. Not yet. Let me look at it. Yeah, it's called TimeSync, but have I go at that first, see if that helps you. That helped me. I'm not sure about this. I don't really want to go short there into this because it may push below it, but there's a little bit of support there. So it's all right. I'm trading this just on one account. There is a second entry there and technically a failure that's trapping that. But that bottom there, that's going to get stopped out for short. That bottom there is risky to go short into. Is it the TimeSync speed soft? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yes, it is. Yeah, TimeSync speed soft. Hopefully that helps you, mate. This bit's worrying me on the NQ. You could say it's a triple test, but that bottom end's concerning me a little bit. Failed second entry on the NQ. Yeah, hopefully you get sorted with that, mate. If you don't, just try putting a few comments on Facebook, on some of the Facebook groups, and hopefully someone might have had the problem and they may be able to help you, mate. But it is, I know it's annoying, isn't it? It bugs me, that does, when I can't figure something out and I'm getting some problems. Second entry short triple test and then Q. Yeah, so you're looking here, aren't you, somewhere? You could say that's a triple test. If you, I don't know if you're looking at that one, blue collar, were you, or did that start to move before you mention it? But yeah, that it worried me about going short along here because of this. I don't like that bottoming sort of pattern. Yeah, that's risky. That is. It's very close to these lows. I have a little bit of paper next to my chart and it says taking a trade, look left. Sometimes when I've gone short there, I forget that it's bounced up there. So just, you're looking long. I always see what you mean. Okay, you're looking long. You're about triple test there. Right. Sorry, my mistake. I thought you meant triple test to go short. I'm still not sure whether this thing's valid or not. Any of these channels, really. There's definitely something there in the NQ. Okay, so you could say there, in which case, small break, new low, maybe. Yeah, it does almost look like a bottoming pattern, that, doesn't it? Might be too scared to, yeah. Yeah, I've got to say, since I've had these 20 accounts, I get nervous when I'm in a trade and I want to try and get out of it quick, which is a bit frustrating. There's possibly a second entry short there. Yeah, I kind of get into it. Well, it doesn't scare me getting into a trade, but as soon as I'm in it, I just want to get out of it. And there is a second entry short. You could even say a triple test there, but bar's finishing naff anyway. Something I didn't like about it anyway. Right, I can't figure out what's going on here, in all honesty. Maybe something like that. Let's put that there. Kind of works, but how do you decide how to stop trading? How do you decide how to stop trading for the day? It's a good question, actually, mate. I suppose it varies, really. What I would say is, knowing what I know now, if you get 2 winning trades in a row, I would finish for the day personally, or switch on to a sim, because if you get 2 winners in a row in a trading day, it's a nice number to quit on. If you get 2 losses, I would definitely finish as well. But I know a lot of people now, and me personally, a lot of the times I'll finish on 1 trade because there are not a massive amount of trades around at the moment. So I kind of like finishing on 1 sometimes, but it depends whether you're trading on an eval, it depends whether you're trading on a PA account. But if you're trading on a PA account, I would say 1 to 2 trades, winners, you know, I'd finish. If you get 2 losses, I'd definitely walk away as well. You know, you shouldn't really be getting 2 losses in a row. You can get 1, yeah. Sometimes the second one is down to maybe being a little bit too frustrated about losing the first one. And, you know, I used to do that a lot. You know, my chance of getting a second losing trade after I'd had a loss used to jump up dramatically. So, or even maybe after 1, it's hard to say without knowing you and knowing sort of how you trade. But I'd say if you can get a couple of winners, I'd knock on the head, go and enjoy your day, or even 1. You know, nice couple of points. It's not a bad way to finish. I even said that if you lose 2, just close up and go on a sim. Yeah. If you lose 2 in a row, something's not right, because you shouldn't really be losing 2 in a row. And if you're losing more than that in a row, I'd probably maybe just stick to sims or evaluations. I don't think I've ever lost 3 in a row on a PA unless I've revenge traded, but you know, generally. So if you do lose 2, something's not right. You might not be in the best frame of mind, and 2 losses does tend to cabbage your brain a bit. So I definitely walk away after 2 losses. Yeah, it's very different as it runs trading starts. Yeah, it does. You're right, actually. See, I always found I think what you've got to find with revenge trading is you've got to find your trigger. And I know exactly what my trigger was. Now, when I look at a setup, I kind of know, and I think most of us know in our own mind, is it a good setup? Or do you know it's risky, but you just want to take a trade? And what I found is if I took what I genuinely believed to be a good trade and I lost it, I could deal with that because as far as I'm concerned, it's a learning curve for me. Do you know what I mean? And I could deal with it. But if I think, oh, I think this is risky, but oh, I want to go for it, that type of trade, and I lost it, I'd kick myself. I should have known better. So that was my trigger. So that's the key, I think, finding your trigger. But I would say for most generally inexperienced traders, and I would consider myself as an inexperienced trader, only doing a few years, I would say after 2 losses in a row, I think I'd want to get away from the chart. I think it's good for everybody, really, I think, to get away from the chart. There's a failure there off this. I actually don't mind it, but it's a... Let me have a look. See, this channel down the NQ, we've had a break and a new low, so we could push up, trap some shorts and push up. So I'm just staying out of this. It does look like there may be a channel down here, but it's kind of these decisions. And I would say if you're not sure, don't take a trade. But when you're sort of new to it, it's almost impossible. You're really going to take a trade. And I would say, fine, if you're new, take a trade, but make sure you're on a sim. And that's kind of how you learn your craft. In fact, Mac will say, take as many trades as you believe are their criteria. It doesn't matter whether they win or lose. When you actually win or lose them, that'll teach you. So, but yeah, I'll tell you what, I used to absolutely hate revenge trade. It used to make me feel, I literally used to feel physically sick in my stomach. It's a horrible feeling to know you are jumping in and out quickly, randomly, because the market looks like it's going to go down on more contracts. It's a horrible feeling, I've got to say. It's a really horrible feeling. I don't even know if this is right, but and I've said this for a long time now, I believe, and it happened to me, doing this every day and exposing yourself to this feeling, it will eventually go. It'll get less and less until it stops becoming a problem, and it's done it for me. You guys who've watched me since day one, I used to be in all sorts of messes. You know, I've blown over 550 evaluations over, I think, about 60 PAs. So you guys seen me at me best, and you guys have seen me at me worst. You know, and it's a horrible feeling, but you have to go through it. You know, sometimes I had some horrible messages from people. You're a crap trader. Why are you even, you know, all this sort of stuff. But I knew I had to just put up with it and move forward. And I don't get messages like that anymore. You know, because I think people know I've sort of earned my stripes and I'm a better trader now than I was. But you do have to go through that learning curve and that experience. It is one of those type of, like Mac talks about, it is a real skill. It really is. And it's a skill that just takes time to get better at. You know, he talks about doctors and all this sort of stuff, and I'm thinking, how can it be like a doctor? But yeah, he's right. You know, you get nurses in a hospital, you get junior doctors, then you get senior doctors, and then you get sort of like, you know, registrars or whatever they call them. You know, and it's just you when you're learning, you go to the next person above you, and that's kind of like it's with trading. I always used to, you know, get people like Daniel and Marco to help me a little bit. If I didn't know something, I'd message them, and you know, they'd help point me in the right direction. But it is a learning curve, but you do keep getting better at it as long as you stick at it. But that's where this got such a high failure rate, because people can't put up with it and they walk away. And there's nothing wrong with that. If it's not for you, you know, there's nothing wrong with saying, oh, I just can't cope with it. You know, you don't know what the next person's got going on in his life, you know. I got no idea what's going on here. Up, down, not a clue. There definitely is a bearish feel, but that sort of kind of could be over now. Let's have a look on this NQ coming down. We've got a small break maybe, but it looks almost like a small break and a couple of taps at the bottom to push up. So this could have a couple of legs down and go up. Maybe a leg up, kind of like 2 legs back and then up again. So, but when it goes like this, it can really mess with you around. But I used to feel like I had to know what was going on all the time. But sometimes it just doesn't make any sense. And you'll hear Mac mention skilled traders aren't doing nothing when it's choppy. So it just goes to tell you if the real skilled traders don't know what's going on, because if they knew what was going on, they'd be trading. So I think it's okay to not know what's going on. I think you just stay out of it. But when you do first start, it's almost impossible. You're just itching to pull the trigger. But eventually that slowly goes, and then you literally sit there and pick your fights. Like, what I will say is we've had that push up, and we've had a couple of legs back, a push up, and hopefully 2 legs back, and we may push up. It's got kind of a bearish feel to it, but it's also very sideways. But you know what I will say is, if you can guarantee me 1 trade a day, I'd be the happiest bloke alive. You really don't need to take a lot of trades. See, is this a triple test? Are we coming down or what? I got no idea. Because you may take a short there, it may trigger you, and then push up for another leg. Yeah, but to answer your question properly, 2 losses, yeah, you got to walk away. Unless you've been trading 20 years, and you know what you're doing and you're making money. We've had this push up, we've had a pullback, and we've gone up once, twice, 3 times. So this could be a triple test. The trouble is I've got a channel drawn like that, so it kind of 1, 2, 3. There is a bearish feel to this, so is it coming down? Yeah, that's what I mean. You just never know, do you? It's hard to go long gear with this sort of looping down. Leg and leg. Are we coming down here? Touch, touch, touch. Close enough. I think that's as good as we've got at the moment. Just looking at this CL, we got a push up there. Hopefully, second entry long, we may get a ride to the top. Hmm. It's just nothing you can do here, really. Technically, it's a second entry long, but it's just sideways. It just could trigger you, sting you. Who knows? Sometimes they just work anyway. There is a second entry long there, but I'm just looking back at these. We've been slowly pushing up and up and up and up and up, and when we've hit these highs, we've come down, triggered a long and dropped. So a long here may be risky. I'd take it on one account, but nothing more. Let's see if we can get it, see if it triggers and maybe get a higher low, but I think that's risky, personally. Yeah, so if you'd have took that second entry long, that's going to get stopped out for sure. You're going to break below there. I put money on it. Well, we haven't broke the highs yet. See what happens. I may take a higher low. Hey Chad, how you doing, mate? May not want to reload, but my bars are a lot different. Anybody else's bars? I have already reloaded, but anybody else's bars? Anybody else's bars different to mine? Mine are like yours. Okay, if there's a few like mine, then I'll leave them. Unlike yours. Anybody else's? Mine are like yours. Yeah, I can't. I've already done mine, Chad. Just try yours again, bud. Or try. Just check yours is the same here. Same, yeah. No, it's all right, mate. Don't worry. It's fine. Just check. I've got this. This often makes a difference, Chad. Is I've got 5 days loaded and break at end of day. So just select the data set. You probably know this anyway. Just select the data series at the top and just. If you want them the same as mine, this should do it. Just make sure you've got 5 days loaded and break at end of day is selected. And then hopefully you may get in the ballpark with me, bud. Yeah, I'm looking at this to go long, but I just don't like this. We've come down. We've made a few attempts to go higher. So if I look back on these, we've been pushing up for days. And whenever we get the high, like there, sometimes we get a push up indicating we're going to break the highs and then it drops. So I'm just a little bit uncomfortable going long here at the moment. That's not filling me full of confidence sometimes, and I see this all the time. You'll get a little bar and it's a little enticer. And then sometimes you get another bar and it's like almost like it's just about to take off and it turns and stops you out. So I'm unsure about this, so I'm leaving this second entry alone. And granted, it's a second entry, but also we've got a channel down here with a break. So there is a possibility that that lower high that's triggered may still come down. Reloading my bars changed to yours right after I sent the message. Good on you, mate. good on you. It does make a difference because it's good to have mixed opinions. And if it's different, it's very hard to make the same judgment, isn't it? My only slight issue with this, there is a possibility we've already made a break and a new high, so this could come down. So I'm just very aware that I'm not really massively interested in going long here because I just don't know. Is this any different? That's like a couple of legs. That doesn't even look like a channel to me, in all fairness. That does. That's a channel. 2 legs back and another leg up. So, I've got no idea at the moment. This could trap you along and then come down. I wouldn't be surprised. There is a possibility we've had a small break here, depending on how you draw this. So I'm just not getting into a long here. Tune into your stream just to check my bars. Well, that's what I'm here for, bud. It's always nice to have another opinion. That's really what I'm here for, a little bit of company and a second opinion. Does mine look the same as yours? Have I got my charts drawn different? The more heads you put together, I think, the better your outcome. So it's a bit of company. It's boring as hell stuck in a room by yourself. And as you guys know full well, I like to talk. So it's a bit of company and just to check what do mine look like compared to yours. Am I looking at the same thing as you're looking at? It does help you. Since I've joined Thomas Wade's forum, I'm looking at his as well just to check his are the same as well. To be honest with you, about 95% of the stuff I do on here is more or less the same, so it just gives me that little bit of confidence as well. You know, that's what he's drawn at the moment, which is pretty much the same as me. So you guys can look at my chart. I can't look at yours, see, so looking at his just helps me out a little bit. I'll just take my one today. Weather's nice. Good for you, mate. Sensible. Sounds like a sensible decision to me. It's always nice to end green on a Friday because it makes your weekend that little bit more relaxing. It really does. So I would. If you're nice one up, good on you, mate. You're on it. You're on a. It's if you can get one a day, you can make all the money you want. You really can. Okay, so there is kind of a higher low off here, but I'm a little bit cautious about this because we could go short here, and I wouldn't be surprised if we did. Leg down. There may be a small break there. I'm not a massive fan of that channel. There is a possibility we've had a break and some pushes up there. So I kind of like this, strangely enough.
Order submitted.
Let's see how it finishes. I mean, I can be completely wrong, but there's also a second entry short forming on the NQ, so... see how this finishes. Ooh.
Order cancelled.
No, I'm leaving that one alone.
Order filled.
Okay, I'm in a trade on the NQ. Leg down, 2 legs up.
Target
Beautiful.
filled.
Okay. I was very tempted to take that. Am I out of this one? I
Order
should be out of it.
filled. Order filled.
Close. Yeah, I think I am. Yeah, so that one did work. Second entry short worked beautifully, pushed straight down. I was very tempted, but it didn't quite finish bearish enough. But you can guarantee there's going to be traders that are taking that with a break and they're looking to go higher. So we have a break, a higher low, trap some traders, and then woof straight down. If I'd have taken that, I'd have had me stop down at the bottom and that would have worked. Whiny one account. The reason I'm just trading one account on the NQ is I've never traded it before, so I'm just sort of getting a feel for it, just to make sure everything, you know, I'm happy with the way it's trading. So yeah, there's definitely some traders got trapped there for sure. So this may be coming down to make a what's it, so I'm just going to copy that. So I wish I'd have taken that now. I was very tempted because it was looking nice on the... let's have a look. It was looking nice on here. Leg down. You could almost say 1, 2, 3 triple test. But we got a leg down. Second entry short. Lower high. So yeah, it looks like we've had a break here. So to me, that looks like a correction. So we may even push down some more. So there is another one there, which is triggered, but it's too far from the EMA for me. So it's probably going to work actually below there. Let's have a look. Yeah,
Order filled.
Let's just take it to below there. Come on, this is coming down anyway, I think. I'm going to be cheeky on this one. I can't put that there. It's a bigger risk, but leg down. Come on. Let's not be too cheeky. Come on. I'm going to take this down some more because I think this is going to come down. I'm being risky here, but it's the one account. Let's just take it below there. I don't want to be too greedy. Come on, push down. Come on. Need to get below there. Come on. Struggling to get down, actually. Come on. I don't like the way it's trapped that. Should be okay, I think. Come on. Hopefully that should take us down to there. Somewhere like that. Leg and a leg. That's the safest place, but that's going to be a stinger. Oh, I've got to give that an extra couple. Come on. Turning the one account this is, which is hence the risk. Come on, drop. Okay, that's quite bearish there, so I think we may be right here. I thought that might be the safest place. Second entry short there. You could even call that a triple test. 1, 2, 3. You could say that's a triple test, but the trouble is we've had a leg here. I'm in for a reasonable loss on this one, so I don't want to make the same mistake on here. So I think this is a triple test, and if it does come down, I'll be okay on here. Look, it's looking like it now. Well, I'm not risking that now. Come on, come down. I'm going to take this one out in a minute. If this comes down to here, then I'm all right then. If not, I'm going to get out for a loss here. Let's see what happens. If this starts to push up, I'm getting out.
Order filled.
No, I'm not I'm not bad. I'm just trading this one. I just got out for a small loss there, so no, I'm not. Don't worry. Leg and a leg. Are we eventually pushing up? It's hard to say, really, isn't it? Or is this actually coming down now? It probably is.
Order filled.
To get down below there, we'll be all right. 1, 2, 3, triple test. Come on down. I don't mind being a bit risky on one. Leg down, 1, 2, 3, triple test. Once I get below there, that'll hit my target there. We'll be alright, I've got faith. This is coming down by the looks of things. Once it breaks below these, it's going to have a bit of a surge. The reason I like it is because that would have been safe. So excuse me a sec. Sorry about that. Yeah, once this comes down below here, we'll be good. But I'm just not taking anything on here. It's just a little bit choppy here. It's like a triple test this. So once we get below there and there, there'll be some stops there. I don't doubt it. I expect this to come down for this second leg. 1, 2, 3, triple test. Come on, come down. To get below there and then here we'll come down some more then. That's actually a second entry short there as well.
Order submitted.
No, I don't like that part.
Order
That's a bit
cancelled.
risky. Bit below here, come on. Once we get below there, we'll be okay. Oh, I like the way it's trapped that. Second entry short there. I actually like that there, I think. Have a look. Trouble is, I don't want to go short into all this. Come down, come on. See, it is a triple test, isn't it? Hey Sam, how you doing, bud? How you keeping? Okay, here we go. We need to break below there and there. And then there and there, and that should give us a good strong push down. Good on you, mate. Good on you. I like this. Leg down, a couple of attempts higher. We've got to have a good push down now. I don't want to go in there with 14 ticks.
Target filled. One, two, three. Good on you, mate. Are you back trading? I know you're not streaming at the moment. Are you back trading? I think there's a channel there. It is a lower high, but it's also very choppy there. Took a payout this week. Good on you, mate. Good on you. Good on you. No, I haven't seen you. I haven't heard sight or sound here, to be honest with you, mate. No. Oh, I'll have a look, mate. I'll have a look.
1, 2, 3. Since March. Good on you, mate. Good on you. I'm building my account slowly, but very slowly. They're between 1,000 and a couple of hundred, mine are. Yeah, it is slow, but I'm not taking out either. I'm just want to grow them. I think what I'm probably going to do, I think my plan is to get to $3,500 and to take 500 out of each account. I've had 6,000. I've had 3 payments this so far since January. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 payments. So what I'm going to do is 3,500, take 500. 5,500, take 1,000, and like that, and just try and get them up. You know, just to sort of do it slowly. But I mean, the plan was to take it all out. But it to be honest with you, how slow it takes you to get there, it's just too risky. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just I'm not doing it that way. Oh, second entry short. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't get into there. It didn't trigger anyway, but it's. Are we pushing up for a new height? It's hard to say, isn't it? What's going on here? Yeah, I did, mate. She made a few of them for a while, I think, after they stopped some payments. You did you? Yeah. The thing is, it makes sense that, you know what it's like. In every walk of life, there's people trying to rob you, isn't there? There's always somebody trying to scam a business out of money. And I think they had a lot of it by the sounds of things. So they said, right, they're losing money here, there, and everywhere. So they just had to. I mean, apparently they've been in the rules for a while, but they never sort of policed the rules. I think, in all fairness, they'd have been better off saying from the 1st of May or from the 1st of June, they're now going to start, following the rules. You can't break the rules, because I know for a fact that you probably did yourself. The first couple of payments I had, there was definitely a bit of revenge trading going on there. That's for certain. That got me the payments. I never got them through, hard work, and there was a lot of, risky stuff, but they still paid me, and they didn't have to really. So I just think they put their foot down. You know what I mean? And I don't know, there's a few people who didn't like it, and I'd have probably felt the same way. But obviously she had the hump with them. I don't know why, whether she got some money stopped or what, I don't know. But yeah, there was a bit of stuff going on between her and DCA Mania, which I've never done. Yeah, I've never DCA, but I've revenge traded the shit out of it. Put it that way. And just traded 10 contracts and gone mad. But the thing is, adding to a loser. So if you look at Alpine, he made a lot of money out of Apex. So he was good at what he does. But if Apex are going to start copying your trades, they can't copy a trade without stop. You know what I mean? Because they're not monitoring these things. They're just copying them. So, You know, you can't do it, can you? It's not a sensible thing for a business to copy a trader who doesn't have a stop and who's willing to lose the account. That's the trouble, because the account only costs us $140, doesn't it? So do you know what? That's like a leg up, 2 legs of correction and a leg up again. Yeah, the account only costs us, like $140. So that's all we're in it for. And if we lose a stop, we lose the drawdown, $2,600. It's nothing to us, but to Apex, they'd be losing that amount of money, wouldn't they? So yeah, it's just one of them things, isn't it? I am an Apex payroll. I've got loads of grief from people. Yeah, to be honest with you, mate, I didn't really get involved with it. I never put any comments on her stuff. I know her and Nutty were throwing comments at each other. But mate, I've learned, after being married for 20 years, I've learned to keep my mouth shut and just stay out of it. Otherwise, you get, I talked about it, but I never really picked sides. But I mean, at the end of the day, I've got 20 accounts. If I start slagging them off and they decide to shut my accounts down, I'm buggered. So, sometimes it's just, you're better to stay out of the politics. But I talked about it a little bit, but just general chit chat. But I never sort of got involved. Best way to be, mate, sometimes. Just keep your head down and get on with it. What is going on here? Yeah, fortunately, I don't think I was in. My name was mentioned in any of the comments anywhere. Well, that I know of, anyway. Or are we just ranging here? We could be. There's a lower high there. Let me have a look at that.
Order submitted. Order filled.
I think we're just ranging, I think. It hasn't even triggered that, I don't think, has it? Oh dear me, I'm not doing too well on this account today. Yeah, it looks like we're just ranging here, I think. So if this comes down to the bottom here, we may even make a new low from this, hopefully. Come on down. Let's trigger that one. Let's stop that out, look. Or is it? Come on, get out of your blooming thing. God, I'm getting battered on this account.
Stop filled.
Wow. Blimmin' hell. That's a terrible day on this one. Second entry long here. I don't know what I'm looking at, to be honest with you, mate. Okay, in fact, I'm going to knock on the head today. My head's not in the game, I don't think, today. It's only the one account anyway, that one, so I'm not too fussed about that. But I don't like what it's doing today. It's chopping backwards and forwards, so I am going to have a finish, go and sit in the garden, and go and have a drink. So, folks, have a great weekend. And I will be back on Monday, and hopefully we'll have a better day. So have a great evening and a great weekend. Stay safe, and I will see you all on Monday. Bye for now.